In 1948, the drive-in restaurant was not a place you went to eat quickly. It was the town's evening theater, its teenage parliament, its accidental dance floor, and sometimes its last stop before curfew. People pulled in because they wanted to be seen, and because the girl on roller skates knew how to balance a tray with one hand while writing an order with the other. The crunch of gravel announces your arrival. It is not quiet, not subtle, just enough to let everyone know another car has joined the lot. The engine idles with a low rumble that mixes with music from other radios, laughter through open windows, and the distant clatter of dishes being cleared. In summer, the air smells like hot asphalt and frying onions. In winter, it smells like exhaust and coffee, steam rising from paper cups that warm cold hands. Light comes from neon signs that buzz and flicker, casting pink and blue across chrome bumpers and painted hoods. The building itself might be small, maybe just a kitchen with a window, or it might be larger with indoor seating that nobody uses because sitting inside defeats the purpose. You came to be outside, you came to be part of the scene. If you sit still for a moment with your engine off, you can hear the place working. Metal trays clink, a speaker crackles. Footsteps approach on pavement or the smooth roll of skates if the Carhop is experienced. Orders are shouted through a kitchen window. A fryer hisses. A grill sizzles. Somewhere behind the building, glass bottles rattle as a delivery truck drops off more Coca-Cola. Outside, beyond the lot, you hear the hum of a California evening. Cars passing on the main road. The distant sound of a radio playing big band or early rock, depending on the year and the station. The soft murmur of conversations happening in a dozen parked cars. This is not a restaurant in the traditional sense. It is a parking lot with food. The lot might hold 20 cars, or 50, or more if it is popular. Cars angle in, facing the building or backing in so couples can sit in the back seat. Families pull up in sedans. Teenagers arrive in jalopies or their father's car borrowed for the evening. Young men cruise through slowly, looking for friends or for girls, engine loud and intentional. The drive. In window does not promise elegance. It promises accessibility. You do not need to dress up. You do not need to leave your car. You do not need to worry about how to act in a formal dining room. You stay in your own space, your own territory, and food comes to you. This is revolutionary in 1948, though people do not always use that word. They just say it is convenient. The menu is posted somewhere visible, often on a board lit from behind or painted on the building itself. The prices are small. A hamburger might cost 15 cents, a cheeseburger, 20 cents, French fries, a dime, a milkshake, 20 cents, a Coke in a bottle, a nickel or a dime depending on size. These are not luxury prices. These are prices that a teenager with a part-time job can afford. What is striking to a modern mind is how limited the menu is. There are no combo meals, no numbered options, no secret menu, no mobile app. There might be 5 or 10 items total. Hamburgers, cheeseburgers, hot dogs, fries, onion rings if you are lucky, milkshakes in 3 flavors, and soft drinks. The simplicity is not a flaw. It is efficiency. The heart of the drive in is the Carhop. She is often young, often female, though some places hire young men too. She wears a uniform that the restaurant provides, something practical but recognizable. A dress or skirt, an apron, a small cap, maybe a name tag. If she works at a modern drive-in, she might wear roller skates. Skates allow her to move faster between cars, to serve more customers, to earn more tips. Skating while carrying a tray is a skill. It requires balance and confidence, and the ability to stop precisely next to a car door without crashing into the vehicle or spilling anything. The tray itself hooks onto the car window, a metal contraption that steadies the food so you can eat. Without holding everything in your lap, some Carhops carry the tray by hand. Others use both methods depending on the order size. The Carhop approaches your car with a small pad of paper and a pencil. She does not rush you, but she does not linger either. She knows that speed matters, that tips depend on turning tables, or in this case, turning parking spaces. She asks what you want, and you tell her. She writes it down quickly, maybe repeating it back to confirm. 2 burgers, one with cheese, one plain, fries, 2 Cokes. She nods, skates, or walks back to the kitchen, clips the order to a wheel, or hands it through the window. Behind the scenes, the kitchen is small and hot and loud. There is a grill, a fryer, a milkshake machine, a cooler for drinks, and not much else. The cook works fast. He must work fast because orders keep coming and cars keep arriving. He flips burgers with a spatula, drops frozen fries into hot oil, assembles orders on paper-lined trays. There is no conveyor belt, no automation, no computer screen telling him what to do. There is only memory and rhythm. The burgers are simple: a bun, a patty, maybe some chopped onions cooked into the meat, a slice of cheese if requested, ketchup, mustard, pickles. The bun might be toasted on the grill for a moment, or it might not. The patty is thin, cooked quickly, edges crispy. This is not gourmet food. This is fast food, though that term does not exist yet in 1948. People just call it a burger. The fries come from a bag, frozen or sometimes fresh, cut depending on the place. They are dropped into oil that has been used all day, oil that smells like salt and potatoes and heat. They cook for a few minutes, lifted out with a wire basket, shaken, salted, dumped into a paper container or onto wax paper. They are hot enough to burn your fingers if you are not careful. The milkshakes are made to order. Ice cream, milk, flavoring, all blended in a metal cup that spins on the machine. The sound is loud, metallic, and sweet. The shake is thick enough that you need to suck hard on the straw, thin enough that it does not require a spoon. Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, these are the standards. Some places offer more flavors, but most do not need to. When your order is ready, the Carhop returns. She carries the tray with both hands, or balances it on one hand if she is skilled. She approaches your car, hooks the tray onto your window, arranges the food so it is stable. She tells you the total. You pay, maybe with exact change, maybe with a bill. She makes change from a small pouch or pocket, counts it back to you. If you tip, you do it now. A nickel, a dime, a quarter, if you are generous, or if she is pretty, or if the service was fast. The tray sits on your window and you eat. You unwrap the burger from its paper, take a bite. The bun is soft, slightly greasy. The patty is salty and thin. The cheese, if you ordered it, has melted unevenly. The pickles are sour and crisp. It is not fancy, but it is satisfying. It is food that tastes like freedom. The fries are eaten with fingers, dipped in ketchup, if you asked for a packet or a small paper cup. They are hot, salty, slightly soggy at the bottom, where grease has soaked through the paper. You eat them quickly because they do not stay good long. The Coke is cold, fizzy sweet. It comes in a glass bottle with condensation on the outside. You drink it slowly, savoring the chill. Around you, other cars are doing the same. You hear the rustle of paper bags, the clink of bottles, the murmur of conversations. A couple in the car next to you is laughing. A family with children is negotiating who gets the last fry. A group of teenagers is leaning out of windows, talking to friends in another car. The drive-in is a social space. As much as it is a place to eat, the appeal is obvious. You do not need reservations. You do not need to park and walk. You do not need to sit in a stuffy dining room under the judgment of waiters and other diners. You can come as you are, in work clothes or casual clothes. Hair uncombed, shoes untied. You can eat in your car with your date, or your friends, or your family, and no one cares. For teenagers, the drive-in is freedom. It is a place their parents let them go because it feels safe, public, monitored. It is also a place where they can be away from home, away from supervision, sitting close in the front seat of a car, talking and laughing and flirting. The drive-in is romance and rebellion wrapped into one parking lot. For families, the drive-in is convenience. A mother does not need to cook. A father does not need to clean up. Children can eat messy food without worrying about ruining restaurant furniture. The cost is low enough that feeding 4 or 5 people does not break the budget. The drive-in makes eating out accessible to the middle class, not just the wealthy. The system in 1948 is not perfect, but it works. It works because car hops are fast and kitchens are efficient and customers are patient. It works because the menu is simple and expectations are modest. It works because California in 1948 is car culture, and the drive-in fits into that culture seamlessly. But even in 1948, change is coming. The drive-in model has weaknesses. It is slow. It requires labor. Carhops must be hired, trained, paid, managed. Tips are inconsistent. Turnover is high. Weather affects business. Rain keeps people away. Cold nights reduce profits. The system is profitable, but it is not scalable. Some operators begin to think differently. They look at the drive-in and see inefficiency. They see customers waiting. They see car hops skating back and forth. They see kitchens that cannot keep up during rush hours. They begin to ask questions. What if we could serve more people with fewer workers? What if we could make food faster? What if we eliminated the car hops entirely? In San Bernardino, California, two brothers named Richard and Maurice McDonald run a drive, and it is successful, busy, profitable. But they are not satisfied. They see the chaos. They see the waste. They see the complexity of a menu that offers too many choices. They see car hops who are expensive and unreliable. They decide to redesign everything. In 1948, the McDonald brothers closed their drive-in for renovations. When they reopen, the changes are radical. They fire the car hops. They eliminate most of the menu. They focus on a few items: hamburgers, cheeseburgers, fries, drinks. They redesign the kitchen for speed, organizing it like an assembly line. They train workers to perform specific tasks. One person on the grill, one on fries, one on shakes, one on assembly. They create what they call the Speedee Service System. The name is not subtle. Speed is the point. Customers no longer stay in their cars. They walk up to a window, place an order, pay, and wait. The food comes fast, sometimes in less than a minute. The price is low. A hamburger costs 15 cents. The quality is consistent because the process is standardized. This is not a drive-in anymore. This is something new. It is fast food, though that term is still forming. It is self-service. It is efficiency. It is McDonald's, though the McDonald's that will dominate the world does not exist yet. That will come later, when a milkshake machine salesman named Ray Kroc visits and sees the system and understands its potential. But in 1948, the Speedee Service System is just an experiment in one small California town. It is not yet a revolution. It is not yet an empire. It is just two brothers, trying to serve burgers faster, and yet the drive-in is already beginning to fade. The car hop on roller skates is already becoming a memory. Other drive-ins in California begin to notice. Some copy the McDonald brothers, some resist, some try to blend the old model with the new, keeping car hops, but speeding up kitchens, simplifying menus but maintaining car service. The tension between tradition and efficiency plays out in parking lots across the state. In-N-Out Burger opens in 1948 as well, the same year the McDonald's redesigned their system. In-Out embraces the drive-through concept but keeps quality high. The owner, Harry Snyder, uses a two-way speaker system, so customers can order without leaving their cars. The food is made fresh. The menu is small. The focus is on doing a few things well. This is another model. Another answer to the question of how to serve people quickly without losing quality. Taco Bell will come later. In the 1950s, bringing Mexican-inspired fast food to the same California landscape. Each of these brands will claim a piece of the fast food future. But in 1948, the future is not yet clear. The drive-in still dominates. The car hop is still the face of car culture dining. What changes everything is not just the Speedee Service System. It is the realization that food can be industrialized, that consistency can be engineered, that labor can be minimized, that customers will accept, even prefer, speed over service. The drive-in required relationships. The car hop knew regulars, remembered faces, offered a smile and a conversation. The fast food system requires none of that. It requires only efficiency. There is a trade-off here. The drive-in was social. The fast food counter is transactional. The drive-in allowed you to linger. Fast food expects you to leave. The drive-in felt like a place. Fast food feels like a process. Both feed people. Both serve a need, but they offer different experiences. Seniors who remember drive-ins often remember them fondly. They remember the car hop who knew their name. They remember sitting in the car with a date, music on the radio, stars overhead. They remember the taste of a burger eaten outdoors, fries shared from a paper bag. They remember the feeling of being young and free and part of something. They may also remember the inconveniences, the wait, the cold nights, the greasy fingers, the limited menu, the awkwardness of eating in a car without spilling. The drive-in was charming, but it was not perfect. Fast food solved problems the drive-in could not. When you imagine a 1948 California drive-in, you must imagine not just the food, but the culture. The car was freedom. The drive-in was an extension of that freedom. It was a place built for a generation that had survived a depression and a war and was ready to enjoy life. It was loud and bright and alive. But it was also a moment, a brief moment between the old world of sit-down restaurants and the new world of fast food chains. A moment when food was still made by hand, served by a person, eaten in a car under open sky. A moment when speed mattered, but relationships mattered more. The birth of the fast food machine did not happen all at once. It happened in parking lots, in kitchens, in conversations between brothers, in experiments with assembly lines and paper bags. It happened because someone looked at a Carhop on roller skates and thought, we can do this faster. And they were right. They could do it faster. They could serve more people, make more money, expand to more locations. They could build empires. They could change how the world eats. But in doing so, they left something behind. They left the girl on roller skates, the tray on the window, the radio playing, the gravel crunching. They left the drive-in 1948. The drive-in was not yet gone. It was thriving. It was the present. But the future was already being built. One 15-cent burger at a time, and once the future arrived, it did not look back.